Hello. So today we're visiting my wife's wonderful car. A while back I did a bunch of work to it, and one of the things I upgraded to was an Optima battery. We think the battery got left on, or the light got left on at one point, but one of my many projects that never got done was these Crusty battery terminals. This one was repaired forever ago with just a used terminal I had on hand. So, but when I bought the Optima, I actually bought a kit of OEM style terminals. And so, since the battery's dead anyway, I figured I'd take the time to disconnect and get rid of these really disgusting terminals. And one other thing, buying a good battery charger will save your butt so many times. If you only have one car, just a super basic. This one just has a 10 amp and a 2 amp. If your battery's really dead, put it on the 2 amp, leave it overnight. If you need to get moving, you put it on 10. I mean, these things sell for about 40 bucks, and there's all kinds of different makes and models. This just happens to be the one I have. Bought many years ago. This one's on the 10 amp now, and because the battery is so dead, it's pegging out because there's no juice, there's just nothing left in the battery. I'll probably once I kind of get a little voltage in it, I'll drop it down to the 2 amp and just let it sit, and that'll percolate for a few hours, and it'll be all happy. But for right now, we're just going to worry about getting the battery terminals swapped out, so when it comes time to start it up, it'll be good and clean. This terminal actually broke a long time. It was probably 6-7 years ago when it broke. These OEM ones like to split, and I believe this one broke as well. And it's just kind of wedging it and hoping it will hold together long enough to keep going another day. But anyway, so we're going to fix that today. I'll bring you guys back once we're a little further along. Okay, so these actually came apart pretty easy. I would like you to note that the positive and negative are two different sizes, which is helpful. But I didn't realize that this one is actually starting to crack right in through there. So it's just a matter of time before this one fails. I mean, this fitting is probably 10 years old or better. But yeah, kind of what's next, I got to get all this gook off of these fittings. I just got a little cleaner. Start scrubbing, and there went some form of tool. That's always helpful. But yeah, very important to get your connections super clean, because if you hadn't noticed, I am wearing gloves, because the battery acid and all that stuff is just not good for you at all. I have a wire brush with me. As soon as I get the bulk of the goo off, I can give them a good scrubbing. Yeah, I did the stereo install in this car 12 years ago, 14 years ago. I don't even remember how many years ago I did the stereo, but at the time I actually soldered all the major power connections, and here it is more than a decade later. Everything's still kind of holding up. It's always worth the time to do the extra effort, especially on your some vehicles just not worth doing the time. You don't have the time, you just can't. But if you have the time, do the extra effort. Get all your connections perfect. Do them overkill, because sometimes you end up holding on to a vehicle a lot longer than you anticipated originally. So, and with these high current connections, just like I said, when you're getting them clean, you can never get them too clean. is it only takes just a fraction of an ohm, or an ohm of resistance. Doesn't sound very much, but it's enough to make it not start. So, and I'm betting, now I'm looking a little closer, so I'm going to have to drill out these terminals. So, yep, that's going to suck. Oh well. It's not a big deal. I'll just go get a drill bit. I think this positive side should work out okay though. So it looks like those holes are a fair bit bigger. That should work. I have no idea where these came from. There's an old pair of battery terminal pliers, but I've had these things for years, and they're just, you know, metric, standard, doesn't matter. They just work. I need to clock that a little different. Trying to get this all nicely in line, because I would like to use the factory hanger. Okay. So that one's ready to go. Kind of tuck it out of the way. And I'm going to pause you guys, and I'll get this restarted once I'm ready to drill those fittings out. Okay, we're back. Now, these bits, these are the normal step bit. I really like using them when you're doing basically standard size holes. Because even though that grabbed way less than a normal drill bit would. And once you've punched through to the size you need, you can chamfer the edges with it. Let's see if we got enough clearance to fit on that stud now. And beautiful, fits right on the stud. So now I just got to do the other one, wherever it disappeared to. They escaped. I don't like it when they escape. Oh, I put it out of sight and out of mind. That was my fault. Okay, that's chamfered, ready to rock and roll. So it looks like that laid in there originally. I split it up when I did the replaced it years ago. But I don't need to do that now, so I'm totally blocking the camera at the moment. It probably would have been better to grab a 1/2 inch or 13 millimeter and take these up properly, but didn't really feel like doing it. I don't have much love for this car. We've had it for a long time. It's been very good to us. I just don't like it. So, kind of keeping it going to make the wife happy, but that's all more love this thing will get. Also, I have some of these battery terminals. They're soaked with like an oil, and it wicks up into the terminal and kind of inhibits oxidization of the terminals. Not such a critical thing for for these being on an Optimus, because it doesn't off gas like a regular battery. But very, it came with the kit, and since I have them, might as well throw them on. One less thing to go wrong when I go to have a problem in the future, because I'm sure there will be. This car's not getting any younger. But anyway, so I guess that's it. All I got to do is put those back on, tighten them down. I'll probably use the factory positive bracket. It's got a little plastic cover that sits on there, and but yeah, this is basically ready to go back together. So I'll catch you all next time. And there was just one more thing. I ended up because I wanted to use this factory cover, because it protects all the terminals so you don't accidentally drop something on it. But because of the way the tensioner is different than this one, I ended up having to notch a bunch of the plastic away. It doesn't really matter for this application, but just one more little thing. And because of the slight difference in the configuration of this terminal, it shifted everything back, so I can't trap this as well. But once this is closed, it'll still give it a fair bit of protection. And I might end up wrapping a little electrical tape around it just to prevent anything from accidentally contacting it. Just the little things. But yeah, that's about all I got.